Hello, flighters. Happy flighters. How are you all doing? Welcome aboard to everyone on here. This is the Jetstreamers podcast, the one, the only. It is January the 9th, 2021. And today we are flying from Mykonos, the gay paradise of Mykonos, to a city that's across two continents. Istanbul in Turkey. It's not the capital. It's not the capital. That's Ankara.
You're so smart.
Yeah, I think. Or Canberra.
Canberra. It's not Sydney. It's
Ottawa.
Canberra.
Ottawa, yeah. It's Ottawa. And our co-pilot is the one, the only super mod, super streamer, and super podcaster, and super geek, feminist, MoniDoesStuff, who's from Austria.
Wow, you didn't even say Austria, Germany.
No.
Also, it's really hard to listen to what you say.
Yeah, when I gave you the doc with all the questions on, I keep in at the top what I'm going to say. And I'm like, you're going to get so upset seeing that.
Yeah, it was like, it's not going to get deleted. And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn it. It's so painful to listen to. But hi.
Hello, how are you doing?
All good in the hood.
Yeah.
I have my wine here, so it can only get better.
What?
I have no throw-in bag that I can throw up in. Oh, I have the dog treats back there, so I can throw up in that one.
Oh, the poor dog. Yeah. But in just a few moments, we're going to dim the lights and get ready for takeoff. Please be aware that schnitzel and yodeling is not allowed on board. And for hygiene reasons, we'll be keeping the bathroom door locked because we are coming from Mykonos, just in case we've got any stowaways on board, that are doing stuff
you
like
mean
that.
no STDs or what?
Oh, yeah, God, we're all riddled here. Anyway, Moni, have you ever been to Mykonos? Mykonos?
What's an accident now? I've never been to Mykonos, and I've never been to Mykonos as well, so
No.
I might have been missing out.
Oh, we're just setting off now. Do you want to hold on to your seat? Yeah. Now we're braced when we land.
Oh,
Here we go.
Sorry.
Have you ever been
Never
to Istanbul in Turkey? Have you been to Turkey?
No.
No.
I've been to Greece,
Oh,
but not to Mykonos.
okay.
So
I thought you were going to say something. I thought you were going to be really controversial then. I was like, have you ever been to Turkey? No, but I've been to Greece. It's like the same thing. I'm pretty sure isn't there an island? No, it's Cyprus that they argue about.
yes, Cyprus is what they argue about.
Well, we got into the air without any troubles. We do have some questions from, if anybody does have any questions, feel free to put them in the Discord, although we have got quite a few questions. And the flight is around about 1 hour 15 from Mykonos to Istanbul. And it's all
So
in
you have
real
some
time.
questions. It's all in real time. He's flying right now.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it takes to get to Istanbul is exactly how long it would take to get from Mykonos.
Okay.
So let's start at the very beginning. Because, yeah, I'm here joined by MoniDoesStuff. Everybody in this community knows Moni, but maybe some people here are new and they've no idea who Moni is. So Moni is a wonderful streamer, and I found her through a raid that her and her wonderful streaming partner, I won't say partner, streaming partner did back in, was it like my 5,000 followers celebration or something?
I think so. I think we rated you on your 5,000 follower celebration. You were playing Mario Kart. Amanda thought you were really tiny because of the viewers that she saw when she was looking through the directory. And then we came here.
Yeah, and since then it's blown up. It really
Yeah.
has. But yeah, so, and also you are a super mod. Moni's probably going to end up like modding during this interview. It would not surprise me.
No, I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed. Good, good. Hands, yeah, sit on your hands. You're not allowed to touch anything.
I am kind of sitting on my hands.
Okay. Fondling her butt. But yeah, so Moni is a wonderful mod. But let's start at the very beginning then. Why did you decide one day that you just wanted to stream? Did you start with GeekHerring? Because I don't know much about you prior to that raid.
Obviously. We did always, when we started the podcast in October 2018, and we always kind of had the thought of maybe moving it to Twitch, and I was never really on Twitch before, so I have to admit that right out of the gate. And Amanda was streaming a bit, and her fiance Tom were streaming a bit, and I was occasionally there when they were playing games, but I never got into a platform because I feel like a boomer, and I felt so old, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I have no idea.
You a boomer.
I'm a boomer, yeah. And so we always had this on our, well, what we want to do sometime list, basically. And I always thought nobody gives a shit about how shit my gameplay is. And in general, like I did some live streams, but all related to all the business tools that I use in my business and shit like that, and used that a bit did that on Facebook. So I knew the feature of streaming live and whatever, but I never, and I always thought gameplay, nobody's interested in my fucking gameplay because I'm so shit at games. And then Animal Crossing kind of came along, and I was like, this is actually really fun, and I could see myself streaming that a bit. And because we then decided to, yes, maybe now is the time to move over. Let's just do it. Let's just not record the podcast offline anymore. Let's move over to Twitch, as we always talked about. And yeah, that's then when it happened in April something, or not very long before we raided you, actually.
Yeah. Oh, so you're quite a new Twitch streamer then.
Yes, a new baby gamer.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
And you say you're very bad
Kinda.
at games. I mean, there are some questions coming up later about how you how you act or how you treat certain games.
Never mind.
Yeah.
We can talk about this when the question arises.
This is the flight plan, by the way. We're going to be flying over this sea. I don't know what it's called.
Mediterranean, maybe?
I think so. I'm sure it's got some special names as well. It is. I nearly clicked on like, where's my location then? I was like, that's not going to help. This is agency. Aegean Sea.
Aegeis? That's the German word that I know. I mean, that's not the only German word that I know.
The Aegean or something like that sea.
Maybe kind of like that.
Yeah. It looks, it's very pretty. Lots of islands around. Everywhere you look. You can see them.
It's pretty down there.
Very. You can see in the distance there's some islands everywhere.
You can see a white pole.
Well, how much are you drinking?
Not a lot.
Yeah, that tells us where.
Enough.
That's our destination over there. Oh, Aegean Sea.
Thank you very much, Ed.
There. Don't know where the stress is. Okay, and now we're having a discussion in the chat.
Repeat that you're an English teacher for people who are listening.
This isn't English.
Oh, is it not?
No. Okay. So, Moni, why do you actually enjoy streaming? Do you enjoy streaming?
I do. Well, I do enjoy streaming when I get the right games, which seems kind of difficult at times. But I do like playing. Usually because I can't come from the Nintendo world, there was not a lot of online gaming, so you did a lot of shit on your own, basically. And only a few years back, I started to play more online. I got into Final Fantasy, played with friends there a lot, and then I was like, man, this is actually kind of cool. And it feels like with streaming, you can play a game that's not necessarily made for online gaming, and you play it, but you still play it with people because people are in chat. So I feel that makes it way more interesting for me as well, because I'm like, kind of like, I like community.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the issue for me with podcasting a bit too in the beginning, because you talk into a microphone, I mean, I gladly do have the co-host, so you talk with someone else about things, but that's where it ends, basically. And with streaming, you have people there that interact with you or not interact with you, and you can just stick around and do. I mean, sometimes it's quite embarrassing when you play some shit games, as I do all the time. But yeah, that's what makes it way more fun for me to actually do that kind of streaming than obviously the other. And I have no problems doing stuff live. I have more issues with doing things pre-recorded. So I generally like that live streaming part of stuff. So doing that with something that I enjoy and having people there doing it with me is kind of what is so interesting for me.
I'm going to go and ask that question that we keep hinting on that was asked by Gemma. How does Moni pick games to stream? And no, I'm not being snarky about the bad games. I'm actually really interested because she went through a string of games that had tough content and she tried to shift and go for a different vibe. But all of that is hard as a variety streamer. Oh, is hard as a variety streamer. Don't know why Moni.
Hard ass.
Gemma.
I don't have a hard ass.
No, me neither. But I might have to do if I do any more.
I was gonna say you were doing the ring fit a lot, so maybe that gives you a harder ass.
Maybe.
But
So, Gemma, are you vetting the games now, or are you just hoping for the best? How did you get your groove back after horrific games?
Well, I mean,
Do you want to tell everyone what happened?
well, I can't tell everyone what happened. In general, I was starting out with some games that I felt like they were interesting, and I played bits of them, and then I kind of noticed that because I enjoyed Breath of the Wild so much, I realized that actually I kind of really do like puzzle games, so I started to play a lot more puzzle games, and had a really hard time, like not a hard time, but I had a really bad hand with picking games all of a sudden. Like one game I played that was really intentional was Greece, which was a puzzle game, but I played that and I like kind of framed the situation why I was playing that game, which was fine because I knew what I was getting myself into, and I could tell everyone what I was getting myself into. But then I was playing games where like Edith Finch, for example.
I love that.
I know, because you suggested it basically, and I was like, okay, Ben is saying that's a great game, so I can play this. And then I played it, and it was all super deep and shit like that, and I wasn't prepared, so I was like, damn it. And everybody I was like, this is a chilled Sunday stream. And then all of a sudden there were people dying, and then, I don't know, whatever the weird shit was yeah, and I was like, well, that wasn't great. If I played that on my own, I wouldn't have bothered so much about it, but it was like, that was not the greatest move. And then I played a bit of Bo because I played Little Misfortune, and that was fun, even though that was super weird as well. But then I had a run of things where things kept dying in my game, and I was like, oh, Jesus. And then I was like, this is not going to happen again. So I was looking for games that don't have this kind of thing going on, and I decided to go with Bug Snacks. And that's what really, like, before I was like, yeah, that's bullshit. Not everybody dies in my game, whatever. And then I managed to, I don't want to spoil it still because you haven't finished it yet, but oh God. I managed to kill things in a game where nothing dies for the entire game, and in the end, people might not survive, right? And I wasn't prepared. And it was they were the only people that I wanted to die at the very least. And those people perished, and I was just sitting there. I broke. Like, I actually did break in that moment. I was like, I can't do this anymore. What the fuck is going on? Why is everything dying? I had to play the end after stream again because I couldn't go to bed like this. I was like, that's the last thing. I didn't want them to, like, there are clips out there we can see I'm just sitting there on my desk. I was like, I don't deserve anything nice. This is the worst. Like, on Monday after stream, I cried in the morning because I'm like, everybody hates me. This is the worst. So now I pay more attention to what is happening and what is going on. And I tried to, and I know now I tried to, like, I moved to playing Final Fantasy because everybody says play Shadowbringers, and I know people will probably cry for that too, but that's the story, and that's not what I did to the people in game. And I think that's also making a difference for me in the moment. So I'm trying to do things that are more fun, like Phoenix. I played a bit of Phoenix, and that was super fun. So I think that's probably great for streaming. And it has the puzzle thing too. Unless, don't tell me somebody dies there as well, because oh my God.
No, Phoenix, I didn't get any kind of. I can't remember. There weren't. It was a nice game. It was a pleasant game.
Yeah. So yeah.
Ed says he's no idea how on earth you managed to get people killed in Bug Snacks. But,
apparently, there is a certain limit of things they can eat. And even though Love Bun tried to tell me, I wasn't aware, and I have mentioned this previously, I am very shit at gameplay. So this is where that really came to be, and I had no time to figure shit out, that I'm too old to flick between the controllers from a Switch to a PlayStation and remember where the buttons are. And then everything died. It was the worst. It was the actual worst.
You make me want to finish the game so that I can just go and watch your reaction to it.
Oh, yeah, I know. Go finish the game. It's not very long, unless you take so much longer than I do.
No, I think I might chill.
You clearly don't.
No, I was whizzing through it. I mean, that's a good way to go, though. Too much food.
I mean, but not if there is... never mind. It was the worst situation one could ever... And the game rubs it in your face hard. Like, not the good way, the bad way. It rubs it in your face, what you just did and what happened, and it was the worst. Literally the worst.
Okay, how did you find streaming at the start?
we started out with obviously doing the podcast first, and because we very very quickly found you basically, and obviously the wonderful community that we're now part of, we had quickly some people that then came along and then watched things that we were doing. So it was not very much that we had like crickets in chat. So there is always someone that kind of is there, which is really nice, and very highly appreciated to whoever stops by basically. And it was just fun to sit around, do the thing that for me now, because I work for myself and I don't do very much for myself in general. So that time that I now take for streaming, that I put into my calendar, and that's the time that I do stream, and that's my schedule now. That's kind of part of my self-care thing in a way. So that is really now that I take the time that I do play games, which I generally always like to do, but because of work I never really did a lot because I have to finish all that other stuff first. So now the streaming time is the time that I also see as gaming time for me. So now I know I want to finish Final Fantasy because I want to go to Shadowbringers. So that's why I schedule it in the stream and stream it so I can actually go and do it basically.
Yeah. So that's your own free time. Are you looking forward to the rest of Final Fantasy 14?
Yes.
So good.
I'm very curious.
So we've got a rowdy passenger on the flight. Sarah, can we get the restraints for Sarah? We'll
give her a black moist cake or whatever.
Black moist cake.
She wants.
Yeah.
She wants a moist cake. I'm not sure if it's good to eat during that flight though, people, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, exactly. Getting drunk on this flight, I mean, yeah, you'll need to, but like the way things move, things are going to be in your mouth. We're currently flying over an island.
Which island, Ben?
I don't know, because if you notice, the GPS tracking might have been accidentally turned off. So the island that we're flying over, it's called... I don't know what the name of the island is, but it's called the Chios, or Chios is the largest part of it. Chios.
Well, I'm not sure what you're talking about, and I don't know if that's right.
Chios. Ed, what's the name of that island?
Ed, did you not play Phoenix? Shouldn't you know Greek things?
I do know Greek things. I've even played a bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh.
Land. It's called Land. It's near the... It's got Chios. Cheers.
If it's Lesbos, you can't get on there.
No, we just left. I know we left the opposite. Okay.
I'm not sure if Mykonos is the actual opposite, but there is an island where there are no women allowed.
Yeah.
Which I forgot the name of.
That sounds terrible
mind.
for people. Well, gay men, I'm sure. Yeah, Mykonos. Isn't it sure it's not called Mykonos?
No, it's not called Mykonos. It's an actual island. It's a contra thing to Lesbos, actually. And my ex-boss was there often.
Oh, yeah.
He was an asshole. But that's besides the point.
Ed says Chios or Chios, I'm guessing Chios, is the 5th largest Greek island, and that is the one that is below me. And Turkey is below you, Moni.
Great, I'm in Turkey.
Yeah, I'm in Greece.
Hi.
Okay, now, what have you learned along the way? So you started in 2018. Wait, no, the podcast started in 2018, right? And then it was earlier last year that you switched to Twitch. Mm-hmm. What have you learned in that time?
What have I learned in that time? For me personally, I learned that I need community. Like I need that talking into the void and talking into a box and not knowing what is behind there is kind of, well, nice and dandy if you like it, but not very motivating for me. So it's more motivating when I know that when I see people there, except when I see numbers, they don't do shit for me really. Like Amanda is almost super obsessed with the stats and everything. So she's always looking the stats
she's a nerd.
up and all. Well, yes, obviously that too. But she's like, we have this amount of downloads, and I'm like, whatever the fuck, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But with Twitch, it feels like more. Yeah, and obviously podcasting is so passive. So for me, it was more like noticing that something that gives me more drive and me more direction is when I see that there are people, and when there is something tangible for me, and that is community.
Brilliant. And do you have any advice for people that are starting? So you're somebody that didn't really care too much about stats and stuff, but what do you think people should care about it when they start streaming or think
No.
about it?
I think, and that's also something that I took from business a lot. If you start to focus on people smell
Oh.
if you're depressed
Oh.
and if you're desperate. What?
So you
Well,
said
I
people
can't smell
smell.
things.
Yeah. How do you know?
No, I don't know. I can't smell shit. I don't know. No, but people notice when you are desperate for something. And if you start to focus on numbers or something specific and and they get super desperate about reaching that too early on, I think number one, it takes away the reason why you're actually doing it, because why are you streaming now? Are you streaming because you like what you're doing? Are you streaming because you want to become rich and famous and everybody on the planet should see your video and whatever, or your stream, which is a fair point as well, but and obviously something you can also aim for. But if what you're doing is not bringing you any joy, and I don't want to talk like, what's her face? Does it spark joy? I forgot her name, the Japanese cleaning woman.
I don't know.
I forgot her name.
No idea.
Never mind. Obviously, because Marie Kondo. Thank you very much. If you don't enjoy what you're actually doing, and then people will notice. And I think if you start to focus so much on how am I going to get big and famous and great and not actually enjoying the things that you're doing, then I think it just makes you more desperate and it makes it way harder for you than it needs to be. If you see it as a process, if you see it as something that you enjoy, and then that you can test out, and that nothing has to be perfect from the beginning, and you can just, it's a progress and it's process like your entire life is. You don't pop out of the hoo-ha and everything is great. You grow up, you you develop and you change, and that can be the same for your stream as well. So I think find out what you love and find out what you enjoy and do that, and then people will come. And be authentic and be you and not try to be someone that you're not. Yeah. That would be my suggestion.
I can't disagree at all with that. Yeah, and you can definitely, if somebody's really, they're desperate for a view or they're not being themselves.
Yeah.
You can tell when it's forced, I think.
You can people can always tell when it's forced, and it's like this feeling in the gut that you have that there's something weird about it, and some people might not notice immediately, and they start to notice it later, but people will always figure it out, because that's what our gut is for, basically. That's why you see someone and that's the person that I would like, and if it turns out that they then all of a sudden are not the person that you thought they were, and that's the same for streaming, right? So people, just need to know that you, and it's fine. Not everybody will like you, and not everybody will flock to you, because everybody has different interests. It would be a pretty sad world if we all like the same shit. But yeah, so I think it's just something where it be the most you version of yourself, and then people will see that and people will stay with you, and you want the people to stay with you and not just come to you because you're fancy right now, but you're shit tomorrow, basically.
Exactly. All right, Moni, what do you like best about streaming?
How often can I answer with community?
I think everybody says that. No one ever goes, the money. It's the money.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, which time I start streaming, I can make money.
I can make so much money.
All the bitches.
Well, I mean, that's probably sure for some.
Yeah. Not for me. Well, bitches in a different way.
Wow.
No, not in that. I mean, like the bitchy people. Oh.
That's what you meant.
Of course I meant that.
Obviously.
Oh, dear me. But yeah, so...
you don't believe your own bullshit, right?
No, I generally actually meant that when I was like, bitch. When I was saying bitch, I was looking at the chat and thinking, look at them bitches.
Well, bye all.
No.
Nice knowing you.
Oh. So, yeah, everybody, by the way, is loving your laugh.
Oh, I hate this. It comes up so often, and it's so painful. It makes me really self-conscious about my laugh.
We like your laugh. It's very throaty.
Well, sorry.
No,
I mean,
it's
it's
good.
not as good as Dave's.
Oh.
comes from very deep down inside of Dave.
Honks like a swan.
So good though.
So tell me your community. Why your community?
Well, I don't even see it as mine. Like Amanda would probably hit me on the head for that. It's just the people that are there, and I don't know. I like people, and I always like people. Not always. I think a lot of people are really fucking assholes, and you don't want them in your life. But if you have people that you vibe with, and it sounds like super douchey as well, but if there is people you share the same values with, and that's comes back to being authentic. People need to know who you are because you want to share your life with people that obviously you need to disagree in life as well, but it's just better when you have people that you have the same values with, and that's what I like about the people that I meet, and that the people that I see in chat, and that I see in other people's chat, and then they come to our chat. It's just great.
Exactly.
That's what I like about community.
And you don't sound douchey at all. I think that's what many people would say. So when I was writing your questions about being a moderator, I was like, it sounds like a job interview for someone. I was like writing, he's like, can you give an example now? So like many people know you here as a streamer and a moderator. What do you enjoy most about modding? Do you enjoy modding?
No, I hate it. It's the worst.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a job I don't even get paid for.
I don't get paid for this shit. I have to deal with all the fucking abuse all the time. It's the literal worst. By the way, I quit. No, that's bullshit.
Wake up every morning and go, oh no, I woke up
not
today.
Again. Not one of these fucking days.
Yeah.
Fucking work and then this fucking morning. No, that's not how it goes. Well, I think I always like helping people, and that's the reason why I started to do the business that I do now. And I do the work that I do now for almost 4 years now, and if you work for yourself, it can be a lot, and it can be all work all the time, always. And in this great time that is COVID and 2020, I kind of couldn't anymore. Like that, I needed something else that I could do that was not work related, and that was when Twitch happened, basically, and when I found your stream, and it's by far the stream that I watch most of the time.
Aww.
Obviously, otherwise I would have more hours in other people's streams, but because I can do it next to work, and I have you on the screen, and then I do the work on the next one and whatever, and it's just something that gives me something where I can help someone that I have a hard time saying that I do care about.
Oh no!
But oh my god! Oh no!
We'll pretend we didn't see that.
No, we didn't see that. And oh god, I felt it coming up, and I was like, "This is wrong. This is wrong." Never mind. And I can help someone that has nothing to do with work, even though it's a lot of the time things that I do for work. But the thing I started the work that I do is because obviously I liked all the things that I do. Like I started to do websites when I was 14. I started to do all the graphic-y shit when I was the same age. So that was always something that I did when I was younger for me, for fun, right? Mm-hmm. And everything I do was related to work now, and I had no place that was something where I could do things for myself, basically. And that's when the streaming happened, and that's when you asked me to be a mod, which was really humbling, as well as I was very thankful for that too, that you trusted me with your own community that you created. And so yeah, that's for me something where I can do things that I really like for people that I like, and
well, that it came up. Come on.
And yeah, that's why I enjoy doing it.
Had you modded much, or had you modded in many channels before that?
Not one.
Wow. Because yeah, that was the Last of Us.
Idea, right? You thought I was so trained in everything, and in reality, I was the biggest version of them all.
Yeah. What's it called when you like lie on your CV and?
I didn't. I did not lie.
No, you did really, really well. We played The Last of Us. Well, I played The Last of Us 2. Was it over 3 days or 2?
I think 3 days in the end.
Yeah, I did it over 3 days. Yeah, because I remember where I stopped on both the times. And not a single person came in with a spoiler, like in this entire 3 days. Because there was like you had to be following the channel for an hour or so. Or first it was 24 hours, then I moved it to an hour. And then, there were a few things like this to stop it. But no, you did a great, great job. I don't even think we had anybody coming in saying anything.
No, not really. I just I can't really remember a lot of spoilers. I maybe deleted 1 or 2 things, but not many others at all.
Yeah. Oh, that was... But no, you did really well. How good does it feel to ban a troll?
It feels better to ban trolls on your stream than it does on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm the one who's like, if it concerns myself, maybe I can't do that. But if someone I want to protect is threatened, I'm like, get the fuck out of this house. Boom. So that's great. For myself, it's a bit different. Try to argue with people, and then I'm like, well, maybe not. Maybe it's a good idea to just get rid of the person. So yeah, it's great to ban trolls.
Yeah, but
though I'm really sad that we never found out the penguin guy or the penguin person what they had to say, because I really wanted to know what would have come after I'm a penguin.
Well, Moni, do you want to practice your banning? I'm going to let you, because there's somebody called Get Hawked Bish. Feel free, Moni. Feel free.
Can I?
Yeah, do a live banning on Jetstreamers. Here we go.
Bye.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, wasn't that great?
That was great.
Perfect. A live banning just as we're talking about it. We love to see it. Bye-bye. Moni takes another soul. Yeah, every time Moni bans a troll, a fairy gains its wings.
Aww. Oh, that's a nice way of seeing it.
Yeah, exactly. You are taking that troll's corrupt soul and giving it to a fairy. Moni, what do you think is, or what kind of people do you think it takes to be a mod? Because not everybody is. And I had comments. In fact, I had a message from somebody who I think is still in chat the other day who was like how impressed and how impressed they were with the mods in this channel. And of course, they were talking about you.
And Gemma.
And Brenda, yes.
And Bayleaf and Andinis and everyone else.
Yes, exactly. But also you. And so what do you think it means to... what do you think it takes to make a good mod?
I don't know if I am a good mod. I mean, you say that, but that doesn't mean that it's true.
It is.
What takes a good mod? I don't know. Number one, I think, and that was also something that I, from the experience in my work life, is when people, number one, see that you're desperate and see that you're kind of like jumping in front of them with like, I want to be a mod, make me a mod, please pick me, pick me, pick me. People find that fucking weird, number one. You wouldn't date someone who does it like that. You wouldn't want to really be friends with someone who jumps in front of your face and is like, I'm the best. I don't know. So that's also some kind of desperation where you're like, what is your intention? Why do you want to be a mod so desperately, right? Like what does it mean for you? And for me, it was never like, I would have stayed here without you asking me to mod, and I would have helped and done things without having the sword or whatever. It was never about the title that you made me mod. Why I would be more or less invested into your stream. So that for me is like one thing where when people can see that no matter what their role is, they are still around. I think that is an important thing that people will notice and that the streamer will notice. And obviously being part of the community yourself, like not all of a sudden being here and I'm like, I need the sword and I'm like, I'm huge and whatever and I'm the best and whatever. Like, I think it's important to be part of to know what the community is about to be able to mod in the community as well.
Yeah, I've had people, it's not for a long time, just come in and be like, hey, can I be a mod? Or what does it take to be a mod? And I'm like, well, following helps.
I mean, I don't know you at all, so
Yeah.
why should you?
Yeah, you should gently care about the community no matter what your role.
Exactly. It's about, and I think in the very end it's about supporting the streamer, and it's not about you. Like, it's your stream, it's whatever you want to do, and the mods are there to make sure that can work in whatever way that's possible. Like, is that you have skills that the streamer doesn't have and you can use them to make the stream better?
Exactly.
Or is it...
Yeah, 100% you, Gemma, Bailey, definitely, and Enos.
No, but there, like, everybody has different roles in life and different skills in life, and you sit in front of the computer and stream for like 7-8 hours today, 24. What are you supposed to do at the same time? You can't at the same time do all the other things, and the mod, I think, needs to, and that's not a necessity that they have to do that, but at least they will need to want you to grow and would want you to be the best version that you can be, and not be like, I'm going to be the mod in the streamer so that everybody can follow my stream and that I can get a lot more viewers because that dude is very popular, or that gal is very popular, or that human is very popular, and that's what can bring me more views or whatever. So I think it's more about it's not about you as a mod or you as a human, it's about the person that you're supporting.
Exactly. Can we get a shout out for GeekHerring, please?
No.
Do you ever just want to sit back and not even have to think about modding? You know, you just sit back and maybe watch the stream.
Sit back, what is that?
Yeah.
How does it work? Can you explain this?
It's where you don't do anything. You just sit back, you close your eyes. That's how I'm probably going to want to feel soon.
You will feel it very soon. I haven't sat back and done nothing in 10 years, I think.
What?
Well, during the holidays. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you somebody that likes to do stuff a lot?
Well, it feels like I have to do stuff a lot. And I talked with Gemma about this just recently. I think it's different when you're employed or when you're self-employed, because when you're employed, the world stops after you clock out of work. But that's not the case for people who are self-employed. Like, you always feel like when you were in school and you had that homework and you always thought of that homework that you still had to do. That's our life all the time. Like, it's everything, always work, always. So, and even if you take the weekend off, and even if you're like, I don't work on Saturdays and I don't work on Sundays, you still like, I have to do this and this and this tomorrow, and there is no time to just sit back and do nothing during work. When there is work, basically. So I forgot what you initially asked, or if I want to sit back and relax.
Yeah.
Yep. And because I see it a bit as something I do for fun, that's not why I feel like I need to sit back and relax, basically, because that's already something I do for fun.
Yeah. You're not got any holidays planned somewhere to just sit back and do nothing? Are you the type of person?
What are holidays?
Yeah, you're the type of person to go on like a nice beach holiday for 2 weeks.
I would. If like it wouldn't feel like 2 weeks away would mean that I need to do 4 weeks of work before I leave. So it's not that I just clock out. So I need to make sure when I go off and do nothing that everything else is settled before I go. And that means I need to sometimes do twice the work in the week, so that I can take 1 week off, which is like before Christmas or now after Christmas that I come back. I almost like on Monday, first day of work, I was already ready to go back into not working mode, because that's just how it works sometimes. And yeah, you just need to get shit done sometimes. And that sounds like I'm super productive, but I'm not.
Sound like you are. By the way, we're just flying over to the left. There's a city called Edremit.
Did you look up the names before that?
No, it's on Google Maps. No, there's Balikasir coming up. Bursa will be flying kind of close to.
I would really love for beaming to be a thing soon.
What? Beam? Oh, yeah. Oh,
Beam
but
me
not
up,
only just because of the
Scorpion.
virus and the pandemic and stuff, but it
Yes.
would be nice to just kind of go and immediately get sent somewhere.
But imagine somebody's just showing up at your doorstep. That would be fucking annoying.
Yeah, it can turn up anytime. What time should we meet? 10 o'clock. Okay, 10 o'clock there and there.
I haven't showered yet. I'm still wearing my sweatpants from 3 weeks ago. Fucking hell. Don't have time now.
Okay, now, okay, let's go on to games. Because we're talking about games a lot. So, can you remember the first game you ever played?
Tetris, probably.
What was
No. Oh, yes, Tetris. Sorry, I thought of the old Commodore that my brother had, and he had some kind of ninja game or whatever.
that? Yeah.
But that's a long time ago. But yes, I think my actual real first game, and the one I remember vividly playing, is Tetris.
You a
On the
big
Game
fan?
Boy. I'm a big fan. You can see my dishwasher. What I can fit into my dishwasher, I 100% credit to Tetris.
I thought you were going to say, like, you've got some Tetris magnets on the dishwasher or something like that.
No.
No.
I can pack my trunk like no other.
It's all thanks to
Well,
Tetris.
that sounded wrong.
Yeah,
Yes.
I bet you can. The amount of things she can squeeze into her trunk.
Oh, God. Well, whatever.
What did you play it on?
Game Boy.
Oh, yeah, you said Game Boy. Yeah, I had that one as well, I think. An Alleyway. Do you ever play Alleyway?
No. But I can remember that you could actually, like, put a cable into another person's Game Boy and then play Tetris together.
You could. Oh, look at that mug. Look at that merch showing off there.
There we go. You can go to biggestbennis.live/merch and you can get your own Biggest Bennis mug.
Look at
It's
that.
huge.
Of course. It's me.
Of course. It's me.
Have you played any of the new Tetris games? Like Tetris 99 or Tetris Effect?
I did try and play Tetris 99 and I have no fucking clue what's going on. Like, why are they shooting at me? How can I shoot at other people? I have no idea. I tried it a bit, but not very intently. So, yeah.
I really
it's
enjoyed
okay.
it. But Tetris Effect is really good. That's beautiful.
I heard you talk about that, and I'm starting to get a bit wary of the game suggestions that you make.
There's
and I
no
constantly
death.
jump on them and play them.
There's no death.
Well,
There's
every
nobody
bloke dies.
That's true, yeah. But no, they get sent to into the ether. It's just a very beautiful game. And some great music. So what game do you think you put the most time into in your life?
In my life, I generally really have the tendency to binge a lot. Like, I binge TV shit, I binge food sometimes, often. I binge watching stream, apparently.
Yeah.
I do think I played a lot of Final Fantasy 14. I don't know my playtime now, but I think that's a lot. And Breath of the Wild. And Animal Crossing, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The thing I did have for a very long time when I was younger is that I thought there was one way how to play a game. So if I wasn't able to actually play the game or figure shit out on my own, that means that I was doing it wrong. So that's kind of also often why I never finished a game for a very long time, because I kind of didn't know how to finish it, and that for me meant I couldn't play anymore, so I played something else. So those were the first, like Breath of the Wild, I think was one of the longer ones that I finished, and I was like, this is like the huge achievement of my life that I started to finish games the older I got. I don't know if it's age or if the games got simpler or different or whatever, but yeah. So yeah, it's Final Fantasy 14 for sure, and Animal Crossing. I have like 800 hours or something.
Yeah, I can relate to a similar to that.
I mean, you're streaming it also.
Yeah.
858. And yeah, then I think the next one must be Breath of the Wild. I mean, that's not super long in comparison, but still 145 hours.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ben.
Oh, sorry, we've got
How's the 24 hours stream going?
one of the alerts I didn't turn off was text to speech, because I don't know how to turn it off, because it's not
You can pause it.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's what I should have probably done. It's going pretty well. Thank you so much, Melly, who asks how the 24-hour stream is going. Right, okay. Let's go and go to the next one. What are your top 3 games of all time?
Oh, my top 3 games of all time. Breath of the Wild, obviously. For me personally, it must also be Grease, whatever, however you say
Gris.
it, must be on there. Gris.
It's
Thank you.
pig in Norwegian.
Yeah, but it's what, gray in Spanish?
French.
French?
Yeah, same thing.
I don't know. Same thing. I had French for a few years. My French teacher would probably turn around her grave if she were dead, but she's not. I think. I don't know.
Probably.
No, I mean, considering my age, maybe, but no, I don't think so. So yeah, that was Greece, but that was because it was like really personal experience for me. And I don't want to, like, I can tell the story, but I don't know if everybody wants to hear it. I have no problem telling it. I know that everybody else is more uncomfortable when I tell it, so I just cannot tell it as well.
Yeah.
It's fine with me, whatever you prefer.
If you want to, feel free.
Yeah,
This is your podcast, you know, your Jetstreamers.
Well, no, it's not. It's your podcast.
No, it's your Jetstreamers.
Okay, chat says tell it, so I can tell it. My mother passed away in 2013, basically, so it was like super sudden. She was supposed to come visit me and the weirdo, which is my boyfriend for people who don't know me very well.
The weirdo.
And the weirdo. And she didn't show up. We had a call. She didn't show up. I tried to call her. Couldn't get hold of her, basically. And then I tried to reach everyone around her because I'm not living at home anymore. Obviously, I'm 36. I should not live at home anymore. My brother's house was next to it. My uncle was next to it, to my parents' house as well. My father was not at home, so I was like calling everyone, and nobody was in immediate range. So after like a good few hours in the evening, I drove there, and I basically just found her in the kitchen. So she must have passed away shortly after we had the conversation on the phone. And that was like super, like, huge traumatic experience for me personally because, well, she was my mother. She was like the center of our family in general. She was like the glue of it all somehow. And it felt like everything was kind of falling apart then. And I had the role, or I got the role because obviously of how my mother raised us all, of being the one who I read a poem at the funeral, and I was the one who had to call everyone because my brother is super sensitive, my father is useless in general, so it was just something that I had to do, and I had to push through a lot. Like, she died on a Saturday, and I even went to uni on a Monday, and shit like that, where I just pushed through, and I pushed through, and I pushed through basically all the time. Until a few years after where I couldn't push through anymore, and I just had to not do things anymore. And that's when I heard about Greece in general, first of all, because I think Liam played it. And then you told me a bit about it, and then I read up a bit on it. I was like, I need to play this. Like, I had this really weird urge to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
And we can pause.
No, you can keep going. Thank you so much for the raid, by the way, Tina. Moni's just telling us a story. I've got the alerts turned off, but welcome raiders.
Yeah, and because it was kind of this year, and I usually stream on Sundays, and on this year, the Sunday that her funeral happened 7 years ago, it was a Sunday too this year, basically. So I was like, this would be the perfect time for me to play this game because I had the real need and the urge, and I think people think I'm super fucked up for some reason because I can just talk about it like that, and I can just do things like that by playing it on stream and like going through this all over again. But I just felt the need to do it, and this is why I did it. And there are a lot of people there, and it was like this super intense walkthrough. I mean, you've played it yourself, and I think if you've gone through grief like that, and there's a lot of different kind of grief, but for me that grief was obviously also different kind of grief. It's different when your grandparents die to when your parents die. So it was just something that I felt I needed to do, and I prefaced it all, and people were there, and we had like there are a few people whose parents had already also died soon and early in their life, and it was just like really special for me to play and share this experience with everyone, because it was also so emotional and such a 100% how I felt during that time of grief, basically, which was kind of just walking through it and going through this again with a timely distance, obviously, which I couldn't have done then, but I could now, and I felt I needed to do this now, and that's why I played that game, and that's why it's so important to me, and that's, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much. Andy recommended a game, Rhyme. I've played that as well. Have you played Rhyme?
No, I haven't played it yet. I know you talked about it too.
Yeah, that's one.
Apparently, I get all my game recommendations from you.
Yeah, that's another person recommending it, so it wasn't just me. But Schnitzel, It's My Tag, Devo, Biney, and Pearly has. Thank you all so much for the follows. My alerts are turned off at the moment while we do the podcast. But because it's a 24-hour stream, we can, and obviously we've got Money here, so
What?
our chief mod. So
No, I'm not chief.
No, you were interrupting at all. It was no. Thank you so much for sharing that. I can definitely understand why Gris. Gris is so popular. Okay, so we do. That's right. I messaged Bayleaf just quickly earlier, and as we were taking off, going thanks for the donation. I'll thank you afterwards. But there we go. We have a donation from Bayleaf, and the message is Money. You're doing great. Also #trans rights.
Trans rights.
Yeah. If anybody's listening to this on a podcast in the future or whatever, then hello. Yeah, this is during a 24-hour stream celebrating 4 years on Twitch, and I had to have someone on here that I knew like Money. So yeah, perfect. Right. Okay. So Gris, you said was on that list. What was it? What were the other two again?
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And it must be some Mario game. I think I sunk more time when I was a kid into Super Mario 64, because that was then my console. So it's like I would say Super Mario 64, Breath of the Wild, and Grease.
Oh yeah. Every time you say Grease, I keep thinking of Grease is the word.
Grease lightning.
Yeah.
That was.
This is a question that Devin Bumpkin asked or mentioned once, and I thought it was a really good one. What's your favorite game OST? Your favorite game soundtrack?
It needs to be Grease as well.
Yeah.
Period.
So good.
Like that's really the only one that I also then later listened to again. So yeah. Grease.
Are there any other games you played lately that's had good ones?
Are you hinting to if found?
No, I'm not actually, although that is a good one. No.
It is a good one. Though I wanted to finish the game so fast because I started it super late, and then I have my shit bedtimes where the weirdo wants to go to bed, and I'm like, okay then. So I was standing outside while I was shitting with the dog. I mean, the dog was shitting, so I was just standing next to him.
Bonnie was shitting with the dog.
Where I then was standing there and it was playing it outside in the dark and couldn't turn it up super loud at 2 a.m. in the morning. So I don't know if I got the best music experience from that game, but I think it was good too, yes.
Yeah. Andy has it on vinyl, the Gris soundtrack. I really liked that was so nice. Yeah, what did you think of If Found then in the end?
Because we were talking about it and you wanted to stream it, I was 90% of the time I was I'm not sure Ben can stream this. I'm not sure Ben can stream this. But I'm also I can't tell him everything because he still needs to play this. But I'm not sure Ben can stream this. So that's what was going on in my head all the time. And I think you need to be in a good space to play this game. And I think it depends on how you deal with things in your own life. I'm just merely hinting. Whether or not you are able to deal well with the game or not.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's helpful at all, but I think if you're a forgiving person, maybe that's a good game to play for you. If you're not, then maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it involves trauma and rejection and stuff, and yeah, you don't want to include that if you don't want to be having that included if you're not really in the right headspace.
Yeah.
Okay, now what games are you playing right now? So you're playing Final Fantasy 14. In fact, what are you streaming tomorrow? Final Fantasy 4? No.
Oh no, Sunday is Immortal Phoenix Rising.
Immortals, that's right, yeah.
So I'm playing that. I bought quite some games. I bought a few games. I bought Hades because everybody is just actually because of Ed. Because you kept talking how great Hades is, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, I saw you play it, I'm like, I don't get it. But then Ed said something on Split the Screen, splitthescreen.com, people, if you want to watch and listen to another podcast. Shameless plug for
Thank
Ed
you
and Ben.
for me. Shameless plug for myself. Thank you.
Then he said something, and I don't even remember what he said, but he said something. And that made me want to get the game too. So I got Hades as well. I played a bit. It has a nice gameplay in general. So I think I'm gonna enjoy that. And I'm waiting for the new Zelda game. Really.
You haven't played any of the what's the one? The Zelda Hyrule Warriors.
I downloaded the demo, and then I was like, I don't know if I want to play this. This is so weird with these wars kind of thing. But then I'm also like, maybe the demo is just shit, and maybe I just need to get the game. But then, then I invested money into other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
the reviews weren't amazing. They were all right, I think.
I mean, if Ed would have said it's the best game ever, then I would have been like, okay, if Ed says that's great, then I'm gonna get it. But I don't know. It's like, and I read that it's a hack and slash, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I like the puzzles in Breath of the Wild, and that feels more like a battle game. So I'm like, I don't think I'm very good at battling. I mean, I know I'm not very good at battling. I'm already not good at puzzle games, but like battle is like the worst. So that's why it wasn't on my, I need to play Hyrule Warriors game thing.
But that little island to the right is called Imrali Idasi.
I just tried to look at your map here.
We're currently over the Sea of Marmara.
Okay.
Sea of Marmara.
Are you Googling maps that again?
Oh no, I've just got it up. Still got it up on my phone. What was your? Oh god, I miswrote this. Well, do you game a lot off stream?
Not as much as I would like sometimes. I did it. It comes and goes in waves. When I have time, I do. But I feel like I don't often have time, so that's why I don't. And that's why I think it's easier to play small games like the community games that you often play. Oops, that was my chair, sorry I didn't fart. That I then play, which are, well, on your stream, but not on mine. So that's like playing off stream. So off stream, I try to do things with people more because I like people. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of actual time to find time to play something for a long time. So, and I sometimes feel like I have an hour in the evening maybe, but then in an hour I don't get far in Final Fantasy. I don't know what else to do, so I don't. You know, and I need to be in the better, depending on what game I would be playing, I need to be in a headspace as well to be able to play it. But then games like, I don't know, Party Animals, if it should ever come out.
Oh, one day.
Or one day. It's been 84 years. No.
It really has. Like, yeah, I don't think it's going to come out this year as well, I get the impression.
I know. It's the worst.
What future games are you looking forward to playing and streaming?
I'm just going with the flow. Like, whatever I find, whatever piques my interest, I'm going to play. And, well, obviously, Breath of the Wild is something I would want to play. And I just see how it works. Like, I'm going to... And I see it more as a process of, like, the streaming thing of, I try everything out, and whatever works, works. And when it doesn't, it doesn't. And I got to do something else. Like, it's a playground. It's something to figure myself out, to figure out what kind of games I like, and whatever comes out I will play. Maybe not. Maybe I will play some old things. I'm super relaxed with that.
Yeah, something miserable you want to find. I love that you got coffee and wine. Was you drinking more?
That's not coffee. That's
gin.
Sparkling water.
That is pure gin.
That is pure gin, because how else are we supposed to talk?
That's true. Yeah. How else? What was your
else?
game of the year last year?
Oh, you wrote 2021. I was
I
like,
know.
how am I fucking supposed to know what my game of 2021 is going
There
to
we
be?
go.
I do have a sparkling water from a wine bottle. It's not a wine bottle, it's a sparkling water bottle.
Not even disguised it.
Not even disguised it. Game of the year of 2020. It must be Animal Crossing. It was the game during a fucking pandemic that everybody needed, and you said that too, like in all the things that like you've written and that you've talked about. Everybody was fucking mortified of that shit fucking pandemic that is going on, which we all already have enough of, and some people just don't get it. And that's when Animal Crossing came out, and you had that super relaxed music, and you could just like walk around and do things and not do things and whatever, and just have the game on and do nothing and just run around on your island with super meditative music, basically, which is why it must be the game of the year, 2020.
Super chill.
And if I wouldn't have played Animal Crossing, I wouldn't have met anyone here. So that would have been super, super, super sad and pathetic.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's brought so many people here. Animal Crossing, even though we might not, some people don't play it anymore, but yeah, we got introduced to so many people.
Yeah.
What do you have any special events or any special streams coming up before we move on to some viewer questions? Because we're only 14 nautical miles. I don't know it's nautical because we're not in a boat. But anyway, under 14, nearly 13
not in a boat?
nautical miles. We are there. And Jolo, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. We are currently just flying to Istanbul. As you can see, we're very close now. And so do you have any like special events or any special streams coming up?
Not that I can think of right now. We're probably gonna celebrate a few viewers in the next time when Amanda comes back from Canada or something. But yeah, not in the schedule at the moment.
Okay. So there's no who's like your next guest on your podcast? Do you have that organized yet?
Frank the Pegasus will be on.
Well, when is that?
On the 25th of, thank you for reminding me, on the 25th of January.
Well, that'll be great.
At least she agreed. She didn't sign anything yet, so maybe she's not gonna come. But she said yes so far. So
we had Frank. Frank was on Jetstreamers.
We have her because this month we are talking about radical self-love and loving the skin that you're in, and that's why I asked Frank if she wants to be on.
Brilliant. Excellent. Oh, and thank you so much for the base, Jello. Welcome everybody, by the way, that came with the raid. I'm Biggest Bennett. I normally got alerts and everything else going on because we record this for jetstreamers.fm, which is on iTunes, Spotify, and everything else. The alerts and stuff go off. But I am joined by a wonderful streamer here, MoniDoesStuff. And we've now got some viewer questions and the landing. Right, we need to, just ignore the landing, ignore the shaking and everything like that.
Ignore the landing. It's always the worst.
Yeah, no, but if you don't concentrate, you won't be badly affected by it.
Well,
brace. Yeah.
bracing.
Okay, now the first
I'm
question.
holding onto my microphone. Never mind.
Moni went from recording this is from Gemma, who says, Moni went from recording a podcast, not a passport, a podcast offline, to streaming the recording. Don't know why she's going to Australia now. How did that impact the podcast? The planning of it? Has that changed the quality because the inevitable interruptions from chat? 8.
There we go. What are you talking about? Anyway, well, it did change to a degree, not very much. Like when we started out, we were all like, we can record tomorrow, and then tomorrow was like, well, we don't feel like it. Maybe we can record on Monday or whatever. So at some point, we started to decided that a schedule would be great, and so we decided we record like on Tuesdays. I don't remember when it was, but And when we moved over to, and that's what we kept on. Too fast, too fast, too fast.
It's like,
oh,
okay,
God.
we get it.
I mean, you apparently don't get it though.
Yeah. Thing is, but like if I don't go this fast, then I'm like, oh, it's too slow, and I'm like, oh shit.
You have to make a curve here.
Yeah.
It's questionable.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
focus on the question. Don't worry about the landing, because that landing is, you need to get your mind off it.
Don't worry whether or not you kill me.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you all, people.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we moved to Twitch, then we already had the schedule in place. So that was the day when we then recorded. That was fine. We were gonna do that live. We had a few. At the beginning, a few things where we then decided to agree on not shout out, "Hey, Bayleaf!" in chat when someone came into chat, because that would be a bit worse for editing. We do still edit every podcast, so
really, I would never know that.
I know.
I mean, I'd know it from your podcast, but I would never know what editing a podcast is like.
I know. That's why I'm telling people that some people edit their podcast.
Wow.
It's not that I'm editing a lot of the podcasts. It's just, sometimes you just get rid of shit and listen if everything is in sync and everything. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, we started to just agree at some point that we just when somebody comes into chat, we just reply via text because that disrupts the flow less. But other than that, since we had the schedule in place, we just moved it over. We turned the stream on. We do the same shit we always do. We talk the same shit that we always do. And people are here. And then when there are good things, like you do as well, like you just bring them into the podcast. But we never had any complaints from people listening before. So I think that's fine.
No, you just reached a milestone, didn't you?
Oh, we hit 10,000 downloads, yes.
10,000 downloads.
Pay attention sometimes. It's very irritating.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Now, Moni, so this is from Gemma. Moni works on Twitch in a language entirely different to Vanzelvan she lives in. Is that a challenge?
Wow.
Is Twitch welcoming platform? Asshole. Would you ever do a German stream? We're getting very close to these houses.
Would I ever do a German stream? Since in my job I work 100% English all the time, that wasn't ever kind of the question. And because my co-host is obviously also speaking English, as her native language is English, and she doesn't speak German, so why would she? Why? So that's a no. For me, I always loved English. I was in England the first time when I was 11 and loved it. Like, I came back home and jumped out of the train. I was like, I can go next year again, right? And my mother was super depressed because I wasn't depressed or anything, because I was homesick, because I just wasn't. No. So I loved English always, and speaking it too. I probably was always just as shit as I am now at it. But I had a time where I didn't speak as much.
Brace.
And I really enjoyed doing it now.
We're about to land, by the way. Brace. Going in quite high.
We're not in the center of the tracks, people.
As long as we're in the run, as long as we're on the runway, brace.
Oh god.
Brace.
Oh god.
Brace.
I'm gonna die.
Look at that, no bouncing.
I didn't see that yet. I'm delayed. You spoiled it for me.
Oh, sorry.
Now.
Look at that.
No bouncing. That's because I'm so heavy.
Yeah. No, it's because I didn't fill in the. It's because I didn't put any air in the wheels.
Oh, thank you.
We made it.
Because I didn't put any air in the wheels.
Yeah, it's just flat.
Thank you for taking so much care of my safety on this flight, for not even putting air in the fucking wheels.
Yeah, I didn't want to bounce. So he says, like, exit the runway at your nearest exit. Thing is, though, I don't think this. I think this might be an entryway. But we'll go over it anyway. So yeah, I think that's an entryway.
You just don't know where to go, don't you?
Well, it's a road leading off it. So and I'm sure, like, turning around, it's totally fine. I bounced through ring fit, entering an exit. Ben, never. Wow, how dare you? Yeah, I think
not wrong there, though, right?
I think I'm meant to go and keep taxiing down. Okay, final question. Moni started streaming in the middle of the pandemic. Would you have started otherwise? Why did you start then? Do you worry that it might lose its appeal once the world is different?
We started because I don't think it had anything to do with the pandemic.
I remember were you doing it because you've started doing like solo streams. Were you doing those before as well?
No, we always wanted to do like it's like Amanda was about to stream and I was about to stream, and we're gonna split that up basically.
You're gonna split up? Oh no.
What? No, we
getting too big for it, are you? You're like,
we
no.
wanted to split the streaming up, you knob.
Up my knob. Oh no.
Oh god. But then she unfortunately couldn't because of personal reasons. So I continued with the streaming basically, and yeah. We didn't start because of the pandemic. We started because we wanted to do it always anyway, and then just decided at some point we're going to do it. And it had nothing to do with the pandemic. And even if the pandemic is going to change everything at some point, we're just going to continue doing it because we like doing it.
That's good. To enjoy. And actually, we did have a final one. This was, I believe, from Gary, who says, how do you get so much stuff done? Do you plan everything you need to get finished in a day out? Do you plan everything out that you need to get finished in a day? And because they're trying to be more productive this year. So any tips are welcome.
I would like to really smash that weird fucking fantasy that apparently everyone has, that I am the most productive human on this fucking planet.
You are.
I am really not. I wake up early in the day. It's not even that I wake up early in the day. My alarm goes off early in the day. I sit in the computer. That's the wrong thing to do. I sit at the computer at like sometimes from 7. And sometimes I stop at 10 and go to bed after that. So it's not that I am super productive. I just have I don't have to, I know Gemma doesn't believe it. She knows.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm actually super productive. I don't have a commute. That's it. I don't dress often.
So most of the time when Moni's in chat, she is naked.
Well, that is bullshit too. I love my sweatpants, unlike you who just noticed that they exist in 2020.
Look, yeah, I've got some. Look at this. Look.
I can't see anything because you don't have a video for me.
Oh. Well, on the stream you can see them. There they are. There's
and that was delayed and now I didn't see it anymore.
Oh.
But I will see it later.
Cool.
So yeah, it sounds like so super fancy and that I'm so super productive, but it's just not. My day is just different than everybody else's who has a job in one way or the other, who has to get out of the house, who has to get dressed and has to do things. Those are things that I don't want to that I don't do. And sometimes you can't walk into my fucking kitchen because there's so much bullshit in there because I didn't have time. So I'm not productive for everyone. But I just sometimes do things fast. That's beneficial.
You definitely do. Yeah, like you'll come up with an image for the Animal Crossing hunt or for like the villagers on my stream, or you'll upgrade someone's wrestler within seconds.
But that's my job. That's what I get paid to do. Not as the mod. I don't get paid.
I was like, wait a minute.
but making graphics and shit like that is the stuff that I do since I'm 20. So I'm 36 now, and I do this since 16 years. If I would take an hour for one graphic, who is super simple and that's just copying something into something else, I wouldn't do my job very well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, none of us believe it. But yeah, there we go.
I tried. I'm really
works very hard. So, well, thank you very much. We are in Istanbul.
I don't speak Turkish. Do you have something that I can dress appropriately?
No, but I don't know if sweatpants are appropriate. Maybe they are.
I mean, they're long and they have a weird color, so maybe that's okay.
That's right. Cover your ankles.
I do cover my ankles.
Thank you so much for joining me. Where can we find you?
You can find... I'm streaming under GeekHerring, obviously, so you can find us on GeekHerring on everything social. You can find me personally at MoniDoesStuff on...
So he does so much stuff.
Twitter, and everything else is under Moni Rocks Your Socks, which is my business.
Yeah, moneyrocksyoursocks.com. And Moni, you have just recently, last night, we published biggestbennis.com, all created by Moni Does Stuff.
I'm so excited.
So go and check out Moni. Yeah, check out biggestbanners.com and see what Moni's done. It's incredible. Sent to my parents.
It was literally the most fun. Oh, did your parents
Yeah,
see
they
it?
love it.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, they
That's
loved
an
it.
achievement.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, and so many people were like, wow, God. Like, I posted it and it came up with the wrong thumbnail or something. But then I quickly, instantly deleted it and still had like Ed messaged me going like, oh, it's great. And capped as well.
That's because you're impatient or you were
Yeah.
too excited.
I
And
think
I was like, wait for 2 seconds. Let me fix the previews.
Yeah, I was too excited. You said wait. I'm like, wait, what? No, it's 8 o'clock. It's going. Or whatever time it was, 11 o'clock.
She said 11 fucking p.m. Let
Yeah.
me put it like, but who is always late, like 15 minutes or so?
That's me normally.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, and Gemma as well with the like the writing in there as well. It's just perfect. Perfect.
Gemma's job wasn't minor. You need good copy on a website.
You do.
Otherwise, I mean, we could have put the website live with the cheese copy that I have. That would still have been great, but it wouldn't have helped you very much. So I think what Gemma did was just amazing.
It was. Anyway,
Thanks so much.
thank you so much for joining me. Next, the next Jetstreamers will be later this month with the one, the only Jeff Brutlag, and we're going to be setting off from Istanbul, obviously, going east to the east part of Turkey, or maybe like middle of Turkey. I don't know. Turkey's a very long country, so we're going to be.
Isn't it long like your penis? You know that already.
Yeah, no, it's really, it's very thick and short. It's like one of
I
those.
have a clip that proves otherwise.
It's like one of those travel. Well, it's like one of those travel deodorant roll-ons. It's like one of them.
It's a travel deodorant roll-on. That's like giving people fantasies now.
Oh, it's not.
Jesus.
Anyway, thank you very, very much. I'll be.
Thank you.
I'm going to put the Be Back sign on for about 10 minutes because I'm going to go down. Going to get something to snack on, a banana, funnily enough, and then I'll be back with. I think it's Stardew Valley, isn't it? It is. So thank you for flying biggest Spanish Airways. Go to jetstreamers.fm to go and listen to all the others. Catch you in a bit.